June 25th. Not just lucky. The process of coming to believe restores us to sanity. The strength to move into action comes from this belief. Basic text, page 25. Coming to believe is a process that stems from personal experience. Each of us has this experience. All addicts who find recovery in NA have solid evidence of a benevolent power acting for good in their lives. Those of us who are recovering today, after all, are the fortunate ones. Many addicts die from our disease, never to experience what we have found in Narcotics Anonymous. The process of coming to believe involves a willingness to recognize miracles for what they are. We share the miracle of being here clean, and each of us has other miracles that await only our acknowledgement. How many car accidents or overdoses or other near catastrophes have we survived? Can we look back at our lives and see that we were not just lucky? Our experience in recovery, too, gives us examples of a higher power working for our good. When we can look back at the evidence of a loving higher power acting on our behalf, it becomes possible to trust that this higher power will continue to help us in the future. And trust offers us the strength to move forward. Just for today, my recovery is more than coincidence. My strength comes from the knowledge that my higher power has never let me down and will continue to guide me. I'm Herb the Addictaholic. This is just for today. And in reading that, my addict mind says, yeah, well, what about the people who did pass away? You know, I've had a couple of friends that I met in treatment, and we became really good friends. And we had plans and stuff that we were going to do together. And, they went out and they were found slumped over tinfoil with fentanyl on it. And that was it, and I often think one of those friends was very, very educated in the program. They could regurgitate paragraphs from the book and slogans and quotes from meetings, and they had been privy to the program, and somehow it still wasn't in the cards for them to maintain their recovery. And so again, the addict's mind, the dark side, the devil's advocate part of my brain wants to say, don't trust your higher power. Look what happened to these people. And I have to counter that now. Whereas before I'd be like, yeah, you're right. There's nothing out there looking out for me. I'm only in recovery because of my choices and because I'm working the program and me, and I'm the one doing all this. And then I have to think the people that did go out, or the people that did die in a car accident and weren't saved, was there another reason for that? It was just their time, it could be my time today, I don't know that. And I can't think that just because I die, it was because I wasn't following the correct program or whatever. Maybe it was just my time to die. Maybe there, whatever lies beyond that, there was a necessity for my essence, my spirit, my soul to be part of that next step. Maybe I finished whatever it was that I had to do here. I don't know these things. I used to want to have to know all of the ins and outs of the world and the universe, and I've realized that I'm never gonna know it all, and that's okay. And I do see the benefits of giving things over to my higher power. I do believe in a type of God, a type of universal spirit that encompasses, and I don't feel that it's very, what's the word? It's not selective, I'm going to allow this person to live and this person to die, and I'm going to give this person a car, but I'm going to make this person poor. It's not like that. It's beyond really comprehension, and definitely beyond my articulation. But at the same sense, it is loving, and there is a care I feel in this energy. The way I see it is we're living organisms upon the earth. Animals, plants, humans are in the category of living organisms on the earth. And I feel the earth is itself a living organism. It's made up of, the majority percentage of water, just like we are. It has trees that feel the wind, like we have hair that feels the wind on our surface. So there's like all these correlations between us as a living organism and being an organism on the earth. So if parts of my body die, like I'm going to feel it, and it's going to have a detrimental effect to my overall being. And I feel it's much the same way for the earth when we die, especially in mass catastrophes, where lots of souls are lost. I feel that the earth aches from that and has pain, and maybe even has a sense of depression from that. And then I feel that the earth is just an orbiting molecule or another organism amongst thousands, millions, billions of other organisms in the universe, and it all is part of the same energy spectrum. So when we have a loss in one area, like it's definitely felt in other areas. One way, shape, or form, there's an effect that happens there. So my idea of God and the universe, like it is looking out for the interest of life. And our lives, although individual and minute in comparison, are still part of the overall living force within the universe. And so I know that God doesn't want me to die. My higher power doesn't want me to suffer, but those things do happen. And I feel that the interest there is for life. And so there's signs, or there's little, sometimes I feel like I was saved by God, that I was in some pretty hairy situations where I could have died, and I just so happened to not die. Now, is it like this scripted plan that God wrote for me? Maybe. I don't think it's that detailed. I think we have free will. I think that we make choices and it changes the trajectories of our life. But I think that the overall feeling of the universe is to guide us in the correct way, just as I want to guide my children. But I could tell my children not to cross the street without looking both ways, and they might not look, and they might get hit by a car, and that might be it for them. And like, I tried to guide them, but they make their own choice, and I feel like God is much the same way. So if I pay attention to that guidance, as if my kids paid attention to mine and looked both ways, the chances of them getting hit by a car are far less. So I do pay attention. I do believe in the guidance of a higher power, but the details, it varies, and that's just me and my crazy addict mind and how I think about stuff. But I do see the results. I do see that giving my life over to that guidance of the universe, of the higher power, that it has only yielded like greatness. And my recovery, I still feel, almost 18 months in, has only begun. Thank you guys for coming out. I know this was a long one. I hope to see you tomorrow. Keep coming back. It works if you work it.